Mr. Moka did not state which particular line Mr. Obi had crossed. So it was easy for Mr. Obi to interpret that that was a threat, and that maybe it means that he has crossed the red line, and then he saw that as a threat, even to his life. Okay, it says there, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has declared the All Progressive Congress APC's apparent slide towards authoritarianism, citing inflammatory remarks made by the APC National Publicity Secretary Felix Moka against the 2023 Labour Party LP presidential candidates, alongside the prolonged detention of dissenting voices like Amadi Shehu. In a post on a verified X handle on Tuesday, the candidate of the main opposition People's Democratic Party in the 2023 election shared widespread concern that in a series of recent events, Nigeria's democratic fabric appears increasingly strained. And okay, Moka's remarks in which he accused Obi of crossing the line have drawn sharp rebuke from political analysts and opposition leaders. The statement, which implied that Obi should be ready for whatever comes his way, has raised the alarm over potential political intimidation. Well, Mr. Moka also did use some strong language there, which could be interpreted in any way. But I'm trying to look for Mr. Moka's response now. Okay. Meanwhile, Felix Moka has dismissed as malicious and emotional blackmail media reports attributed to Obi that his life was under threat. Now, making a clarification in a statement on Tuesday, the APC National Publicity Secretary said his remark was not a threat to the former LP candidates, but an emphasis on the latter's capacity to lie against the ruling party and its performance in office. Now, Obi must, quoting Mr. Moka now, Obi must think himself to be Nigeria's sacred cow, the super citizen, quintessential, without blemish, beyond reproach, always right, never wrong, and endowed with the supreme and inalienable right to deride, castigate, intimidate, blackmail, and incite Nigerians against their other political leaders who disagree with him, even those who defeated him decisively in the last general elections. Now, he says there's no doubt that Mr. Obi has crossed the line of truth in his many assessments. Well, he should have defined what line Mr. Obi crossed in his initial statement. That statement did look inflammatory, but then, like I said yesterday, I believe Mr. Obi decided to pick on those areas that seems to ignite flame in Mr. Moka's words, and of course, a typical politician, he played that up and made it sound as if he were indeed under threat. The ruling party would not threaten him so brazenly, and of course, everyone would know if indeed he were to be under threat and such threats were to be carried out. Well, that would be too glaring, and that would be very unprudent of the ruling party. So, like I said, I don't think this back and forth is really necessary. And well, Mr. Moka is saying that Mr. Obi has gone to the extreme and incited his online mob to make death. Now, Mr. Moka is also claiming that Mr. Obi has incited his online mob to make death threats against him and members of his family.
But do you think all these accusations are possible? Because I don't know how can somebody of that caliber now have the time to be, inciting people, to threaten another individual.
It's politics being on the part of the two gentlemen. It's just mere politics, and their words shouldn't be taken seriously. At least on this, none of them should be taken seriously. Even the ones that are throwing jibes by the sides.
Yes, I have this one here that is talking about Anaize, IPOB, and Namdi Kanu. Anaize election, court restrains chieftains from interference as IPOB kicks against ex-IGP Okiro's candidacy. Well, they are having their elections. It is kind of politics too in their own domain. So let them, handle it the way they think they should.
Well, I never knew the IPOB was that much concerned about who becomes the leader of Ohaneze. The act as if the Ohaneze did not matter or does not matter in the scheme of things in Southeast Nigeria, as if they do not reckon with these elders. So I mean, it's surprising to me now that they are actually interested in who becomes the leader of Ohaneze.
Now, Igbo women to Tinubu, release Kanu to prove you want peace in Southeast. Issue ultimatum to Abati to retract anti-Igbo remark. Is that a kind of threat to the president? And well, they have issued an ultimatum. Yes, they want Kanu to be released if the government wants to prove that they want peace in the Southeast.
Okay, again, I stopped short of asking this question yesterday, and even before now. If perchance the government decides to indeed release Nnamdi Kanu, and the women here are saying that that could be a condition for peace, and that the president should release Nnamdi Kanu to prove that he indeed wants peace in the Southeast. So now, if he is released and peace still eludes the Southeast on account of his activities, and the crisis in the Southeast should escalate. I'm not saying that is what would happen, but perchance that happens, who is going to be held responsible? Who is the government going to hold? And Nnamdi Kanu has been released, and it becomes difficult to rein in him again. It becomes difficult to take him in again. Remember, he was released the last time. He jumped bail.
Yes.
Went out of the country, and from there it was causing a lot of trouble, a lot of chaos in the Southeast region, until with the collaboration of the authorities, the African country, of another African country,
yes,
where he was hibernating. He was arrested, and so, and we all know what Samuel Ekpa, his brother, is also doing in Finland, was doing in Finland until he was arrested by the Finnish authorities. Not on account of what he was doing in Nigeria, but because of his post that seems to promote and encourage terror on Finnish soil. So, again, the question I asked Bimbo, so who is going to answer? Is it the governors that have also been, Southeast governors that have also been clamoring for his release? Although, on the part of the governors, I think that is mere politics. They do not want them to rock the boat, especially they do not want to be in the bad books of the IPOB.
Yes.
So maybe that is why they are making that clamor. But deep down, they would rather have him remain where he is, and maybe under the wraps. That is what they are telling the federal government. Because if indeed the Southeast elders and the governors have mounted enough pressure on this, even if he has not been released by now, there will be. It might be on the way to being released, albeit with certain very stringent conditions that it would be of good behavior and it would no longer cause trouble, and see that no more trouble is caused in that region. I think he has the capacity to at least take the fight to those that his own faction of the IPOB claim are the original troublemakers yes. In that region. But by and large, I think Igbos should stop fighting Igbos. I've continue to say this all the time. If they must fight, why not take the fight to their common enemy? Well, they know who their common enemy is, and I'm not going to state any particular group or organization or whatever here, but then if you want to fight, then unite and stand against your common enemy instead of turning your guns on yourselves.
Now, and following the viral video of the arrest of one of the suspected masterminds. Remember the Ihiala massacre? Yes. One of the suspected masterminds of the Ihiala massacre in Anambra State, Council to Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, yesterday advised security agents not to be quick in tagging IPOB with every crime, as doing so was discouraging communities' participation in fighting against crime perpetrators in Igbo land. Yes, they will be tagging them as the group that is committing all crimes, because that is what they have portrayed to the people, and that is what they have portrayed to government. So I don't know how this tag will be removed from them.
And the criminal in Finland also bears their name. So it might not be easy for the federal government to take away that tag from them. ICPC takes El Rufai's aide to court over alleged money laundering. Former Kaduna State Governor, and that's not what his chief of staff, his former chief of staff, to Governor Nosu El Rufai. And remember, there is controversies over as to whether Governor El Rufai himself has questions to answer bordering on graft by the State Assembly. Once tried to establish a case of fraud on graft against him. We do not know what eventually became of that. Now they are trying to, the ICPC is taking its aid to court over alleged money laundering. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has taken Madam Nosu El Rufai's former Chief of Staff, Alhaji Muhammad Bashir Saidu, before the Federal High Court in Kaduna. Alhaji Saidu, a former Commissioner of Finance in Kaduna State during the El Rufai administration, was charged along with one Ibrahim Mokhtar, a public officer in the employment of the Ministry of Finance, on Tuesday. According to the charge sheet, the defendants are being accused of a 2-count charge of money laundering, contrary to an earlier claim that Alhaji Saidu had been exonerated of all charges after 10 months of investigation. ICPC takes El Rufai to court over money laundering, and I have a feeling that and this is not just about the former chief of staff. Maybe former Governor El Rufai might also maybe a way to also get at former Governor El Rufai, if indeed he also has questions to answer regarding the management of the state finances when he was governor. The one who is being called in now was a former commissioner for finance, and a lot of things he would have done if indeed these allegations are true. A lot of things he would have done which he couldn't have been acting alone. So, well, the case is in court now, and we'll see how it unfolds before their lordships. Police arrest 19 suspects over our cult clash. Military pensioners demand payment of outstanding arrears. Barricade Finance Ministry, Federal Ministry of Finance in Abuja. And Abuja Vice Chancellorship appointment crisis. 43 aggrieved Senate members protest, demand the solution of governing council.
They are also practicing their own politics there too.
Politics everywhere.
Academic politics. Now this one says, Rivers gas explosion, 3 confirmed dead as CP visits victims. Oh, wow. And I can see some pictures here, gory pictures of, burnt people, during the Rivers gas explosion.
The video, was it domestic? Was it domestic accident or was it industrial?
I think it should be domestic. Let me just go through. 3 persons have been confirmed dead in weekend's gas explosion fire in Rivers State. This came as Rivers State Commissioner of Police Oluyole yesterday visited the surviving victims at the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital. Meanwhile, a family friend of one of the victims, simply known as Ayo, narrated that the owner of the ill-fated gas shop, yes, it was a gas shop, was a notorious businessman. Recall that on Saturday, a gas cylinder exploded when a vendor was reportedly refilling it, leaving over 20 people with various degrees of burns. Gas shop, can we say it is as a result of carelessness, or maybe it's supposed to do some things while filling the gas, or before or after, and he just refused to, do this?
Well, but there are things we are also supposed to do as members of the public, but quite unfortunately, the government says when you see something, say something. Now, that gas job was not supposed to be there in the first place. Within a closely packed residential area. Well, many of us are actually guilty of this, Bimbo. We have this gas sale outlets in our neighborhoods, located in closely packed residential areas and places, dangerous places where such outlets should not be. But we also are patronizing them because of the nearness to various homes. Like I said, most of us are guilty of this, and so we do not say anything when we are supposed to speak out to the authorities that this is not supposed to be here. And if perchance even if you want to speak out, you might make yourself an enemy of the housewives in the neighborhood, or even of the landlords association. That will tell you that are you what is your business? There's somebody doing honest and innocent business, yet you want to take away its means of livelihood. You are accused of all sorts of things. Now this has happened now. And like I said, we are all most of us are guilty of this, and I'm not exonerating myself. I mean, when it comes to allowing the processes that lead to this kind of thing, and when it comes to us allowing it to fester, so that and then the accident happens and everyone is full of regrets. Well, I don't know how that can be solved. Then after all, Bimbo, if those gas retail outlets are not there and you run out of gas, compulsorily you would have to go to wherever it is, no matter how far away it is. But then I think maybe the economic situation of the country and places where you can just get the gas, you can fill 1 kg, you can fill 2 kg, and very available, very near to your neighborhood.
Yes, and yes, you can't go to those big outlets and say you want to fill 1 kg.
Yeah, for instance, coming all the way from now, supposing you have to come all the way from Iyano Church to a gas outlet, a gas plant that is very near us here, and you have to come all the way. I mean, a proper gas plant now that is very near us here, and you have to come all the way from Iyano Church because the government has enforced all the safety rules.
Yes.
And and then there is no immediate gas retail outlets, cooking gas retail outlets in your neighborhood. I can imagine the stress and the trouble you have to go through. But then, at the end of the day, that stress would have been worth it if only to avoid this kind of thing. Those pictures are indeed gory. You need to see what was actually posted online. The newspapers have been prudent with the pictures they are showing us here.
Yes.
There was a particular man, he lost his entire skin. It's like the fire skinned him alive. And
Well, actually, like you said, you talked about safety. A relative of the guy, the owner, I read something that they described him as a notorious businessman. I was first thinking that what was the meaning of notorious, but now I realized that they said he did not always give safety any consideration. That about 3 weeks ago, the same shop was using a fire gas exploded too there before the one that happened yesterday. Describing as a notorious businessman. Chidi never took safety into consideration in doing the business.
But away from that sad one, on Ibadan Stampede, a bail application of Naomi, Queen Naomi, Oluyole Hamzat, the principal of Islamic High School Bashorun, their bail application is to be decided on Monday. And that the court will decide on Monday whether they are going to be granted bail
or not.
Oyo State High Court sitting in Ibadan will rule on the bail applications filed by ex-Queen Naomi, Shide Kuala, Alhaji Oluyole Hamzat, and Fasasi Abdullahi on Monday, 13 January 2025. The applicants who are currently being remanded at the Nigerian Correctional Services Agodi on a 4-count charge have applied for bail through their counsel. The applications were entertained at Oyo State High Court, Court 8, Ring Road, Ibadan, on Tuesday. Now, pleading their case before the court, their counsel argued that the magistrate court lacks jurisdiction to entertain the case. They argued further that the holding charge that was used to remand the suspects is not known in the administration of criminal justice in the country. Alhaji Waheed Olajide, representing the principal of the Islamic High School, Bashorun, Fasasi Abdullah, argued that the use of holding charge to hold his client is unconstitutional. Well, the position of the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Oyo State, Abiodun Aikomo, who led the defense counsel, argued that the bail request of the applicants should not be granted by the court. According to him, the applicants have failed to show exceptional circumstances as brought forward to the court. This is just as he faulted the allegation of persecution being leveled against the state government by one of the lead counsel. Well, a decision on the bail application will be taken on Monday. The matter is before their lordships for them to decide.
Yes, this accident happened in Ogbomoso in Oyo State. 3 killed in Ogbomoso container truck accident. I think the container fell off a truck and smashed a Marwa. And 3 people were actually inside and they got killed. 3 persons lost their lives in Ogbomoso, Oyo State, yesterday when a container-laden truck lost control and fell on a commercial tricycle at Taki Junction of the town. It was gathered that the truck, while navigating the bend, toppled its container, which then crushed a tricycle, commonly known as Keke Marwa. An eyewitness who wished to remain anonymous said 2 female passengers and the tricycle rider were trapped beneath the container. Rescue efforts later confirmed that all 3 victims had succumbed to their injuries. Rather unfortunate, all those trucks. Like, I want to admonish people, anytime they see any truck, with containers, well, don't always believe that they are tightened very well. Some use nuts, big nuts to tighten their containers. Some use just ropes. Then the roads are not bad, are not good rather. So anywhere that you see them, you just give them some gap. If you are behind them, if you want to overtake on a fast mode. So that is how I can say it to people, for safety to reign.
The government should also enforce safety regulations regarding those container trucks. They should make them to adhere to the strictest rules of safety while on the roads. Bimbo, another horror seems to be emerging from China. And the last time it was COVID-19. Now, and I don't know why it always has to be the Chinese. Nigeria at moderate risk of China virus, says NCDC, says WHO declaring HMPV a public emergency. False. Well, they said it's not yet a public emergency. HMPV. Nigerians should tread cautiously. And that's coming from the medical experts that we should tread cautiously, despite the fact that it is not yet a public health emergency.
They call it human metapneumovirus. That is according to the NCDC.
It also attacks the respiratory system, just like COVID-19. Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, in collaboration with international partners, including the World Health Organization, has said that Nigeria is at moderate risk of the human metapneumovirus, HMPVC, a common respiratory virus that can infect people of all ages. Well, they said it's a common respiratory virus. NCDC conducted a comprehensive evaluation of the situation on Monday to guide Nigeria's preparedness efforts and develop effective response strategies to mitigate the potential impact of HMPV in the country. Nigeria at moderate risk of China virus, says NCDC. So moderate means the risk is not that significant at the moment. But then the experts are saying that we should tread with caution. And, okay.
Yes, I have this one here that is talking about your state and Southwest governors, the Are Ono Kakanfo of Yoruba land. Gani Adams yesterday tasked governors in the Southwest to be vigilant and put in place proper structures in securing the region. Gani Adams, who made the call following the alarm raised by Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State on the influx of bandits fleeing military operations in the Northwest, said the alarm raised by the Oyo State governor was real and needs urgent attention. The Yoruba Generalissimo, in a statement by his special assistant on media, Mr. Kehinde Aderemi, urged the Southwest governors not to ignore the warning, insisting that insecurity has been a major issue in the country. Well, I think he has spoken well. They should not ignore the warning, like talking about proactiveness now. And when you see something, say something syndrome.
And okay, so this one here. Court declares failure of immigration service to issue passport within 6 weeks illegal, contravention of rights. Declares passport as official identity document. Awards 3 million naira against NIS. Oh, now what's that all about? Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has declared that the failure of the Nigerian Immigration Service to issue passport in 6 weeks after the applicant has fulfilled all requirements for the issuance of a Nigerian passport within 6 weeks as illegal and a contravention of the law. The court also declared that the Nigerian passport is an official identity document that affirms the bearer's citizenship and is issued to a bona fide Nigerian permanently for the purpose of traveling out of Nigeria. Well, someone dragged the immigration service to court because they were unable to fulfill the statutory duty of issuing a passport within 6 weeks. And maybe the Nigerian factor that comes into play in the place of issuance of passports. Maybe that was what this man, the one who took the immigration to court now, was trying to avoid. The Nigerian factor now is that aspect of the passport issuance process where you apply for your passport today and you get it today. So, yes. And well, they give it to the Minister of Interior. He has been trying to fight the sharp practices in that sector, and they have been trying to make sure that things go smooth and well. But then there are Nigerians too that will stand up, that will stand firm and insist on their rights, that will insist on doing things properly. I'm just thinking aloud that maybe this is what happened. Maybe this particular Nigerian insisted on doing things the proper way, so he got frustrated by, again, the Nigerian factor. That if you do not want to do things through the back door, then we'll make sure it takes as long as possible before you can get your passport. So he decided to go to court, and they've also awarded 3 million naira against the NIS. Ibadan Stampede, CJMR begs Makinde for restorative justice and peace. As we are talking about the Center for Justice, Mercy and Reconciliation, appealing to Governor Makinde of Oyo State to embrace other means in dealing with the fallout of Ibadan Stampede involving Prophetess Naomi Shile-Kuala Ogunwusi, ex-wife of the Oluyole of Ife, and Oluyole Hamzat, the founder of Agirigbo radio station, pleading for restorative justice. I wonder what that means, Bimbo, restorative justice. But CIMR, in letter signed by the executive director, Pastor Ezekiah Debobuye Olujobi, pleaded with Governor Makinde to, rather than pursue punitive measures, embrace the path of restorative justice and peace, considering the contributions of those involved to the society in the past, adding that their good deeds should not be overshadowed by the tragic event. Well, again, it's not about Governor Sheyi.
That is what I'm saying.
It's the law.
It is
it's
the
not
law.
Governor Sheyi Makinde embracing punitive measures now. It's not Governor Sheyi Makinde seeking to punish those people. It is the law.
It has even gone beyond Governor Sheyi Makinde. It is the law that is operating here.
The course of justice, and then the only thing anyone can do at this time is to, well, maybe as that group is doing, ask that justice be tempered with mercy at this time. But it's not about Governor Sheyi Makinde, like we said. It is the law taking its course. Let's have this commercial break, and we'll be back.
A parent's dream is to see their child grow up to be healthy, happy, and thriving. When you keep them safe, there's no limit to what they can achieve. Every year, thousands of women of reproductive age in Nigeria lose their lives to cervical cancer. The cancer is caused by a virus called HPV, human papillomavirus. The great news is that the disease is preventable by the HPV vaccine. Early vaccination is the most effective way of preventing cervical cancer in young women later in life. So don't wait another second. Get your daughter vaccinated and ensure she's protected, healthy, and thriving. The HPV vaccine is free and available to girls aged 9 to 14 at primary healthcare centers near you. It is safe, effective, and approved by the Ministry of Health, WHO, and UNICEF. Spread the word and protect the future. Vaccinate your girls today.
This message is brought to you by the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency in partnership with Girl Effect and other partners.
Conversation.
Well, it's good to know you are still there, and the program is still Conversation. Time to open the phone lines, and we have our first caller here, Babade Dayoidu. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, good morning. Oh, do want to call us back, Baba. We can't hear you. Please do want to call us back. 080-5500-9850 070-5555-1985. That's the number to call to be a part of Conversation this morning. And breaking into worship center at 7 years jail term. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir.
Good morning.
Ojimaka is calling from Oluyole.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes, on the March in Kano. You know, yesterday we said it. The man should be released. So let's see how it will be. Let's see how it will be if it's released. And on the statement credited to Governor Sheyi Makinde for your state that the bandits did not west coming to the southwest region. We should take it like I read it yesterday. You know, I've been saying this even for a very long time, that the southwest governor should please take the security of the southwest seriously. You know, yes, give it to Governor Sheyi Makinde. It's time. If all over the places, Amotekun, are there, but they shouldn't allow the ugly set to happen. They should please wake up. God bless you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you very much.
There's every possibility that bandits fleeing the onslaught of the military in northern Nigeria might be heading for the southwest.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tola.
Good morning, Baba.
Good morning, my brother Seun.
Bimbo,
sorry. Please extend my greeting to Seun and my sake, Dayo. Now, to remove tag of crimes, killings, and wanton destruction in the East from the IPOB. The IPOB members must demonstrate change of deeds, killing of policemen, soldiers, and their own people too, the Easterners. They should stop disturbing people from doing their businesses and banning students from going to school on Mondays, which are counterproductive hitherto. And ditto for Nigerian leaders by extension, various Nigerian governments at every level, they should turn a new leaf from the bad tag of being liars, of being corrupt and insensitive. They should remove that and let them be labeled as honest, reliable, and good leaders, running good governance. So, Governor Shemakinde always says, I may not be always right, but I'm always honest. And I like that statement. And I strongly believe in because he acts that words. May God bless Nigeria and turn Nigeria to be good country. Thank you, Adedado, from Okio.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you move to that prayer? 08055009850. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
My name is Benson from Ogumosho.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes, sir. It's my first time calling.
Welcome to conversation.
Thank you, sir. Well, concerning the matter that happened in Ogumosho yesterday, see, it has been happening before. This is not the first time trailer has been crushing people or killing people. But we wonder why the express has been on hold. That means the express from Ibadan through Oyo, through Ogumosho to Ilorin. It has been on hold for several years ago. We don't know what's happening. At the point in time we had the contract given to RCC was revoked by the Minister of Works. We don't know why. But if it was actually revoked, why not give another contractor to carry on the job? You see, there's a lot of problem going on in the Ogumosho Township with these trailers. That road had to be done. It ought to have been done. That road was awarded, as we heard, since I think 2000 when Obasanjo was there. So now, it hasn't been completed. There's a particular spot called NTA, that NTA access in Ogumosho. That place is totally dilapidated. Trailers somersault there almost every day. Little vehicles are being crushed there almost every day. Okada riders are being hit there almost every day. That spot is hell on earth. You see, the government has to rise up to this situation. Sometimes I wonder what's the synergy within the state governor and then the Minister of Works. Please, we beg Governor Shemakinde not to be silent on this matter. This express has to be completed in a very short time. There's serious problem going on with these trailers in this town, and we can't stop them from passing. You see, so please, we beg the government to look into this matter. It's a very, very serious and urgent matter to be looked into. And concerning the immigration passport, I think they were talking about checking if the person is bona fide before the issue and some other things. How does the government or how does the service really know who is bona fide before they give passports? I was in the north some time ago. In Nigeria, who is a water guy, a waterman, the ones that carry water in the market? The guy has national passport.
Wow.
And he wasn't born in Nigeria. He migrated. And it's not only him. Him and his mate have national ID card with them. You see? So, I wonder what the government is doing to really check those who are really bona fide Nigerians, how to screen them, how to get the right information before they are being given this national document. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, this one, they must have gotten their passports through the back door.
Back door, yes. Because, we talked about this some time ago. When the police said they arrested some Nigerians, and, their pictures just looked like they came from, neighboring countries, and they had Nigerian passports, using it to perpetrate crimes.
Another commercial.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your pilot speaking. Today we have some special passengers on board. 3 bit tunnel members are going to England to watch Aston Villa live. Congratulations, Rebecca.
shadow and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
We are back on the still conversation. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Thomas. Good morning, Mr. Bimbo. I'm Julie. I'm calling from Palava. The last caller, I like his comment, but it made me laugh when the last issue is get into the passport and all that. We've had head of state in this country who is not in Nigeria. He even said it himself. We've had
Please go ahead, Mr. Gidi. Oh, hello. Hello, Mr. Gidi.
Hello?
Oh dear. Hello, Mr. Gidi. Oh. Well, something is wrong with the line. Well, you can still call us back before the program ends. We really appreciate that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Eleti Ofe.
Good to have you.
I'm calling from Bodija.
Good to have you.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Same to you.
Yes, sir. As regards the issue of insecurity, I want to urge the federal government to please approve state police. Whoever they are going to employ would be someone from that particular state. I'm sure they will know the mission training of their state. So it is important that state police be approved. And we should give them certificated weapons to work with so that they can face these bandits anytime they strike. That as that. Another thing is, I want to urge the good people of Oluyole State, please be vigilant at this time. Be very, very vigilant. Be security conscious. When you see something, you say something. We have this hotline, 615. When you notice something that is unusual, just call the number. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Right, I'll check the time. It's 7:30, and we have to go. Been an interesting time on conversation this morning. I'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
My name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening. And Toby is here and give us some results of the fixtures of today's matches. That is talking about the EFL, Spanish Super Cup, Turkish Cup, NPFL, and others. Then results of the EPL and other results. And what has NFF done? They engaged a new coach for the Super Eagles. And do you know who that coach is? Yes, that is a shocker for you. Just wait for Toby. And now, Roberto Carlos divorces his wife because of what? Toby will go into all this when it comes around now.
Good morning, sports fans. It's another time again for Sporty Data on Oluyole 98.5 FM. It's going to be a bumper-packed edition of the program of this morning. It's the midweek edition of the program, and yes, sit back and enjoy the jolly ride that will be going in the world of sports this morning. Yes, very, very shortly, I'll be linking up with one MPFL coach recently penned a new contract with the Promise Keepers, that is Aqua United. They are 19th placed on the current log of the MPFL table. Talking no person other than Kennedy Boboye. Very, very shortly, I'll be linking up with him. Yes, I will be able to turn the tides for Aqua United. And just as you heard in conversations a moment ago, the Nigeria Football Federation, yes, a shocker. According to that headline, as they have now engaged the former coach of the Eagles, not the Nigeria Super Eagles, but the Eagles of Mali. And yes, time will tell how Eric Shell, I beg your pardon, will definitely sail the boat for Nigeria's Super Eagles. My name is Toby Ajoni, reporting for duty. We are live on OKOGO 96.3 FM and Agility 92.1 FM. So sit back and enjoy the jolly ride that will be taking you in the world of sports this morning. So yes, the program is Spotted Data on Oluyole 98.5 FM. And yes, we are live on OKOGO 96.3 FM and Agility 92.1 FM. And yes, I can confirm to you that yes, the new head coach, newly minted head coach for the Promise Keepers in the Nigeria Premier Football League. We're talking about Aqua United. Kennedy Boboye now joins me live on the program this morning. Good morning, Coach Kennedy Boboye. Yes, good morning to you. First things first, congratulations on your appointment, your new appointment, because if you like, we can call it a homecoming for you. So first things first, let us, how did you feel when you had that opportunity to come back to the Promise Keepers? Yes, so we're now back on the line with Coach Kennedy Boboye. Yes, before the network dropped, I was asking you, how did you feel when you had the opportunity to come back to the Promise Keepers, knowing that this will be your second stint with the club?
And the commissioner and the chairman called me to come back and have a second spell with the team. I thought that's a great thing. Let me just go there and do my thing.
All right, thank you very much for that one. So right now, when we look at the table for the MPFL, Aqua United are currently 19th on the table, and it has been a very difficult one for them so far. Do you feel you can more or less change the tide of the Promise Keepers right now, and maybe at least